Peace, love to the family. Alkaline state of mind tuning in. It's in the hot chakra love frequency. Love is the answer to everything in life, and I give and receive love effortlessly and unconditionally. And one must dive deep into your mental health. And one must operate from the heart center. Camp, the quintessential individual in management position of self. Did you have your charms as crispish Irish sea moss and bladderwrack tea? Great for your microbiome family. Great for upper respiratory, you know what I mean, issues and things of that nature. This is great for and this is heated. I don't know if you can see the heat coming from. This is heated. But this video, family, before I begin, I just want to say subscribe, like the video, share the video, like the video, thumb up the video, please, family, so that it can, go through the YouTube algorithms, man, and it can get out there. I'm looking to build my channel. I need 50 subscribers so that I'm able to do live streaming on my mobile phone, because I'm constantly moving, so that's ideal for me. Um, in support, trying to build a channel. I'm here to provide high level of consciousness and comprehension of information and comprehension of what is going on in our world, and just bringing some deep wisdom, you know what I mean, to the family, and putting myself out and sharing myself with the people. Today's topic and what I want to talk about is the Gervonte Tank Davis fight with Cruz. And this is going to be the best commentating, man, that you're going to get, unbiased. I am a fan of Gervonte Tank Davis. I think he is a highly skilled power puncher, supreme boxing skills. You can see quickness, youth, and what's most importantly beautiful about Tank is he's extremely humble and he's like a sponge. You know what I mean? Like, you can literally see that he listens to his coaches. He listens to Floyd Mayweather, and that's what I want to touch on in specific regards to this specific fight between him and Cruz. Now, I'm sure Floyd Mayweather told Tank, man, to box and to not sit there, man, and trade, because if we look at Tank's previous fights, he would do this. You know what I mean? He'll sit there, man. He'll absorb your punches. You know what I mean? And then, get to his punches. But I think in this fight, particular, Tank gave Cruz too much respect. And I hope, man, that he sees this video. And I just want to say to you, Gervonte Tank Davis, man, that you is the face of the sport, in my opinion. I think you just need to dive deep, man, and get more focused and continue to bring the Gervonte Tank Davis style. I think, man, if you apply the pressure of the Gervonte Tank Davis style between the first round and the sixth round, and then if your opponent, man, is still standing, then that's when you implement boxing. You know what I mean? Or understanding, man, that like Cruz is a shorter fighter, right? So with a shorter fighter and Cruz's style coming with them wide looping punches, you know what I mean? Pushing back like this and like that, that's never a good thing, Tank. You know what I mean? And this is why you was getting touched up, man, a couple of times, man, off of those punches. But you have a great chin. You are young. You are determined. And I'm going to say, man, future references to neutralize anything wide like that. You want to stay close to your fighter. You both have short hands. You both have power. But the reason why I say that Gervonte Tank Davis gave Cruz too much credit is because if Cruz really had power, and another thing that Gervonte Tank Davis said before I get into that is that in one of the interviews he said something very wise. He said you can have all the power in the world, but if you do not have pinpoint accuracy to be able to land that power, then that power doesn't really do nothing for you. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Future references Gervonte Tank Davis, when you fighting a fighter that comes like that, to neutralize that is not to be so much worried about it, but to neutralize that, man, like almost, man, eradicate it completely, is to stay close. And then when you staying close, you both got shorter hands, you got a longer reach. So in that close distance, you able, man, to touch him up, you know what I mean, with more power and have more leverage on your power because you have longer arms. Gervonte Tank Davis fought a beautiful boxing match, but I believe, man, he could have knocked Cruz out. I believe during the first round, for example, you got Tank doing this. He's not throwing punches. He's not, throwing punches, the way Tank, he's not throwing punches to the body, you know what I mean? Because he's worried about Cruz. Now, another thing too, Gervonte Tank Davis needs to do more is throw your jab. Like, you quick, Tank. You got skills, man, power, man. Throw that jab. Now, you seen during in the later rounds when Tank left hand was messed up, and I seen it when he landed it and he messed it up, because you could see it. Like, it hit Cruz like right, kind of like on the top here, and the way Tank did it is, being Cruz is a shorter fighter, he came down, so you can tell it kind of messed with his knuckle area. Cruz even admitted this. So for all them fuck people, man, sitting there talking about you know what I mean, Tank is making excuses, like, stop that. Stop with the emotional talk, and let's speak unbiasedly, man. Let's speak, man, professionally. Now, Tank, with the shorter fighter with Cruz, you notice in the later rounds, Tank started using that jab, and he was throwing it so quick. You know what I mean? So quick. And there's power with that jab. He got a powerful jab. Quick, powerful jab. And you notice when he was throwing it, Cruz was kind of, you know what I mean? He didn't know what to do. So I think Tank, man, need to utilize that more often. But for the first couple of rounds, before Tank hurt his hand, I feel that he was not doing enough. He was told to box, and he was respecting Cruz's power too much. And I truly believe that if Tank would have fought his fight, his type of style of fighting, he would have hurt Cruz. He would have got him out of there. Hence why during the post-fight press conference, you heard Tank say if they had a rematch, he would knock Cruz out. And another thing I did not like Tank saying is that when they asked for a rematch, he was like, hell no. Nah. And then even in the post-fight press conference, you know what I mean, he was indicating, man, and he always say, this is why I like him, because he's humble, you know what I mean, a little bit too much. I wish sometimes, man, he would talk his shit. But give me 1 second, family. Let me shut this video down. But yeah. So I gotta shut this video down, right? But with that being said, before I shut this video down, Tank, man, is my favorite fighter. I wanted to give, man, a proper analysis, man, of what took place. And then another thing, a lot of people are saying Tank lost the fight. He definitely did not lose this fight. He did not lose this fight at all. You know what I mean? What happened is, when you have a fighter like Tank that's so dynamic, knocking people out, you know what I mean, has a lot of flair to his style. When you see him go up against a fighter and he doesn't reveal any of that during this fight, you know what I mean, and showing his boxing skills. And overall, people wanted to see Tank knock Cruz out. They wanted to see Tank continue to do what Tank has been doing that got him to the point of where he's at. And when that didn't take place, it's natural for people to say that the underdog won the fight, or that Tank got exposed, or that Tank is not this, or that Tank is not that. No, Tank is all of that. But what happened is, he's in a fight where he's still learning, he's still gaining experience, In this particular fight with Cruz, he got a lot of experience, and I think he got a lot of regret. You know what I mean of how he should have approached the fight, but I think he just gave him too much respect because you got to understand if Cruz had power, right? Not only that, had the pinpoint accuracy in placement to land that placement of punches to land that power effectively to even cause a knockout or to even hurt Tank, you know what I mean? Then Cruz's knockout record would have been the same as Tank, or all of his fights would have been by KO. So clearly he's not able to land that like that, and clearly he does not have that much power. So based off of that alone, I think Tank should have went into the fight knowing that. But when I go and I watch Cruz fight before this fight took place, and I'm watching the highlights, I'm saying to myself, I'm saying that okay, he's a strong fighter. He's definitely throwing punches that you must be aware of, and no one wants to get caught with those looping type punches. But again, his record was what 21, 21 and 15, 22 and 15, something like that. So I just think Tank Man gave him too much respect to neutralize anything that's coming loopy. Is you want to stay close to your fighter, and Tank Man is so skillful, man, that even towards the later rounds, you were seeing that where he wasn't moving as much. You know what I mean? And he was neutralizing that, and he was able to duck up under those punches because you're gonna see it once you close. You seeing the whole square. You know what I mean? So Tank's like this. You know what I mean? He's able to throw his power. I just think, man, if you would have fought that type of style of fight, stay close to Cruz, and most importantly, pressure Cruz. Because here's the thing. You worried more about Cruz's power, but Tank has power as well. And I think Tank needed to implement that more upon Cruz, man, than worrying about what was going to implement upon him. And that would have made all the difference in the world because they're different class of fighters. Tank is a better fighter, more power and things of that nature. I just think he gave Cruz too much respect. I'm not going to say never not listen to Floyd Mayweather or things of that nature, but you at some point, man, got to study boxing and you got to know yourself. You know what I mean? You got to know yourself and what you're capable of. And that's most importantly, more than any trainer, more than what Floyd is saying, even though Floyd is undefeated, because we can go through all of the close fights that Floyd had. You know what I mean? So Tank been in the game long enough, man, for him to know himself. And I just think if you'd have came out and fought Tank Davis style of boxing early on, and I'm going to say this right now, Gervonte Tank Davis, every fight, man, that you have, you need to go in there, man, on your Mike Tyson mentality from round 1 to round 6. Now, of course, we are training for 12 rounds, but you want to do your style of fighting between those first 6 rounds. And then if your opponent is still there, you know what I mean, then you tone it down a little bit and say, okay, well, we might be going 12 rounds. You don't want to tire yourself out. And then you begin to box, you know what I mean, a little bit. But other than that, I think Tank, man, destroys these fighters, man, if he's doing what Tank does. Because naturally, his movement, his instincts, man, is going to get out of the way of certain punches. And then on top of that, man, you're going to get hit, but you don't want to get hit by those big punches. That's the key. And if you notice in the Santa Cruz fight, Tank was walking Cruz down. He was getting hit, but he had his gloves up. See, now with Isaac Cruz, you have your gloves up. He's not coming up the middle like this. He's coming like this. Every punch is those type of punches you can see, and then you can block with your defense like this and your gloves like that. You see what I'm saying? And then you can be able to, come in each time you coming in with the jab. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, Gervonte Tank Davis, man, first 6 rounds, man, you need to be on your Mike Tyson shit, and you destroy all of these dudes very easily. offense and defense explosiveness at the same damn time. Yes, sir. Now, with that said, I'm not even going to edit this video. But with that said, health is the real wealth. Knowledge negates ignorance. And one must dive deep into your mental health. And one must operate from the heart center. And I just want to end with saying this, that Gervonte Tank Davis is my favorite fighter in all of boxing. Next to him, we got Jared Ennis, and then after Jared Ennis, we have Terrence Crawford. These are my three favorite fighters right now in boxing, and Gervonte Tank Davis is at the top. I just think, man, that his style, the way he throws his punches, the way he delivers it, the way he lands it, the accuracy, is just deadly. And I think he gave Cruz too much credit once again of not displaying that Tank style, man, in such a manner, man, where Cruz would have been out of there. This is a fact. Cruz would have been out of there. But peace, love to the family. Like this video, share the video. Leave your comments below if you agree with what it is that I'm saying. And talk to me, family. Peace, love.